Kicking ass and taking names. That's how we do.
After investigating the spa, where people are dying of strange murders, eventually Sam and Dean discover Maritza, who along with her brother had been hiding as spa trainers, when in reality are fish tacos, fat suckers from Peru.
The fish taco?
A fish taco.
Maritza wanted to help people, and yet still keep her need in control. Alonzo, on the other hand, was growing unhappy with his position.
If you didn't starve me,
Listen,
maybe...
freak!
And Maritza tells him that he simply cannot control his hunger anymore. So they track Alonzo down to the basement where a fight ensues, ending when Dean takes his tongue off with an attack. Disagreeing over whether or not to kill Maritza, who is in distraught over her brother's death, they ultimately decide to send her back to Peru.
Dad's gone now.
He wants us to pick up where he left off.
Okay. This one's short, but it's still kind of important, I think. After several deaths, all linked to the sighting of a ghost ship, Sam and Dean have concluded that the people dying had been involved in deaths of family members, or betrayals, have you. It is later found out that the captain had been responsible for putting his brother to death for treason, and the sailor's hand removed and made into the Hand of Glory. In case y'all didn't know, the Hand of Glory is a legend that you can light up the fingers on it and speak with the dead until the finger burns out. Anyway, that would have been more fun to see than what's going on here. But as it is, Sam performs a ritual, summon the spirit of the captain's brother to take his revenge, thus saving Bella in the end. Okay. After 2 deaths, and Johnny being reluctantly saved by Sam,
Ended like your friends, unless you tell me what you did to Rose.
he admits that they bullied Rose before she died, by leading her to believe that she had a secret admirer. Arriving at the intended spot, Rose was subjected to their cruel prank and tried to leave, only to slip, fall, and die by hitting her head on the table. Visibly disappointed by the story, as we all were, Sam quickly tries to save his life and just let it be over. But when burning her bones doesn't work, Sam and Dean speak to Rose's sister Isabel, who reveals that Rose had given her a kidney when she was 16, it being the thing that ties Rose's spirit to the earth, allowing her to follow her sister around.
We can't exactly burn the thing, I mean, she kind of needs...
Rose confronts Sam and Dean herself by possessing the Impala, and accidentally injures her sister, taking out her kidney in the process. Rose appears to apologize to her sister one last time before they both die.
Ed, your sister's abusing staff.
That's adopted sister, thank you very much.
Okay, here we go. Haven't met before.
Aren't those from Texas?
Yes.
The Ghostfacers have somehow increased their ranks. Along with the new team came Maggie, Ed's little sister. She runs the technical aspect of the team and is seen with a camera most of the time. Even though they joke back and forth about their different backgrounds, Ed has been seen to be highly protective of his little sister, even so much as to poorly fighting his best friend when he finds them making out.
Hey! What are you doing?
Whoa!
Cut it out!
It is later revealed by Ed that his sister has left the team to pursue roller derby.
Kate Fox, quite troubled apparently, but mesmerizing on stage.
The founders of Lilydale, the psychic town, Kate, along with her sister Margaret, worked to double act as sisters. Margaret, being the older, had the stronger psychic talent, but it was Kate who actually received all the attention for her charisma. Using this, Margaret watched over her sister from behind the scenes, making sure that the show ran smoothly while Kate's face was leading the act. When Jimmy Tomorrow, yeah, that's right,
You're looking for something. You're good.
Jimmy Tomorrow gets angry at the amount of fake psychics that took over Lilydale. He binds the spirit of Margaret to him, using her abilities along with his to get rid of the fakes. But thrown off by a security camera, Sam and Dean are led to believe that it's actually Kate doing the killing, only to find out, after they burn her, that she was only warning people of her sister Margaret.
Why isn't anybody listening? No!
Who was actually, in fact, the real killer. Confronting Jimmy about this, who had taken Margaret's bones, he argues that she's more than happy to kill for him, that she's angry for her abilities being overlooked. Not allowing it to go on anymore, Sam quickly kills Jimmy, and then Margaret. While inducted into a mental hospital for his distress with his hallucinations, Sam is greeted by a young woman, Marin. Oh god, I hope it's not Marin. I think it's Marin, who he's curious as to why she's there. Like we all were. Anyway, she refuses to tell him anything personal for a while, but continues to treat him well when she sees that he's not doing so well, bringing him food and company. Eventually, she does open up, admitting that she's suicidal. Maureen claims to be hearing voices, that her dead brother is the one edging her to suicide. Sam, on the other hand, tells her that she's not crazy and wants to help her brother move on so that they can find peace. He knows it's a ghost, with the bracelet her brother made for her being the last thing tying him to the earth. Sam quickly disposes of it, freeing Maureen from her brother's spirit.
No more crap, okay?
After being exorcised in the previous episode, Meg passed away, succumbing to the wounds left from her fall. In this episode, the spirits with personal grudges are summoned as one of the 666 seals. One of those spirits happens to be Meg Masters, whose revenge on Dean is because of the fact that they were unable to save her. They just simply didn't know any better back then. It was all they could do to fight the demon inside. But fueling her rage anyway, she mentions her sister, who, as she put it, became lost without her.
You know how little siblings are, right?
And ended up killing herself in her misery.
Do you know what that did to her? She killed herself! Because all you were thinking about was your family, your revenge, and your demons.
This episode kind of made a point here. The Winchesters do what they do without really thinking about the other people having people.
50 words of Latin a little sooner and I'd still be alive. My baby sister would still be alive.
Oh my god, Sam!
Well, if it isn't little Becky.
And you know what you can do with that little Becky crap.
What makes this one stand out is how personal their relationship is to Sam. I mean, he knows Becky from college, and it's apparent throughout the start of the episode that he tries not to let the distance keep him from staying it.
You're kind of antisocial, you know that? Yeah, whatever.
It's interesting that Sam doesn't blink an eye while lying to Becky about what his brother does.
Why? And what could you do?
Well, me, not much, but Dean's a cop.
But Dean does raise an eyebrow. I don't really think he cares, though.
Oh yeah, man, you're a real straight shooter with your friends.
In distress, Becky tells him that her brother, Zach, was arrested for the murder of his girlfriend. And this, naturally being so uncharacteristic of him, they investigate. Zach was with Becky at the same time he was supposedly murdering his girlfriend. After some more digging around, they find a trail that eventually leads to the sewers, so it's a shapeshifter. All this other stuff happens. Sam gets taken captive, Dean is impersonated.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
And they fight. My favorite scene ever, by the way. And again, Dean saves the day. In the end, Zach is released, and Dean is now wanted instead.
Smile. What? Show us those pearly whites. Oh, for the love of... You want to stick that thing someplace else?
Oh, Gordon. At the start of Bloodlust, Sam feels something off. That's pretty obvious. I think we all feel something off.
Dean.
Dean, on the other hand, has no problem clicking with Gordon. They're both older siblings, and Gordon spins a story about his younger sister, who he supposedly walked in on while she was being attacked by vampires.
When I wake up, the vampire's gone, my sister's gone. Try explaining that one to your family.
Sam's suspicion was for a good reason.
Gordon?
Yes.
You're taking his word for it?
That's right.
Ellen says he's bad news.
You called Ellen? And I'm supposed to listen to her? We barely know her, Sam. No thanks. I'll go with Gordon.
Right, because Gordon's such an old friend.
As Gordon not only lied to Dean about his sister, but he was the one that killed her after she had been turned.
That filthy fang didn't kill my sister. It turned her. So I hunted her down, and I killed her myself.
You did what?
Clear for the reason that Gordon's intent on killing vampire after vampire, Dean and Sam both find themselves surprised about this. And this goes to show that if Sam was a so-called clone monster, Dean would still side with his brother. They can't really believe that he would actually kill his own sister. Gordon's choice, on the other hand, shows how the loss of his sibling can drive someone mad. I understand it, yeah. You feel sorry, kind of, but it doesn't change the fact that Gordon's still there.
Let a car like this one go.
Damn straight. Hey, can I have it?
Sure, man.
Sam and Dean are brought to Oklahoma, where, with the help of Ash, they find Andy. When people that know Andy start turning up dead, he's quickly the first suspect by the Winchesters, after finding out he has the power of mind control.
He full-on Obi-Wan'd me. It's mind control, man.
Eventually, with research, the group discovers that Andy actually has a twin brother, Ansem, who Andy realizes has been following him around this whole time.
Again, I see what you see in Andy. I mean, he's a genius.
Furious that they were separated, Ansem has been taking his anger out on the people that matter to Andy, including Tracy, the girl he likes.
You learn you got a twin, you call him up. You go out for a drink, you don't start killing people.
And Ansem was unable to be talked down and had to meet his fate by his brother's own hands after threatening to kill Dean.